What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's play Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back Part 1. This is the second Crash game for the PS1, the second Crash game ever made. The second Crash game that Naughty Dog made, and the first Crash game to feature the analog joysticks, or analog sticks, or control pad, thumb pad, whatever you want to call it. This game came out in 1997, and the analog, or I guess the Sony DualShock 1 controller, which had the analog joysticks, came out April 25th, 1997, so it fit around that time. This is also the first Crash game to have the title read to you, and you can see here it follows the ending of Crash 1, Cortex falling from his little hoverboard to an area. Underneath Cortex Castle, presumably somewhere around Jaws of Darkness, but it isn't said for sure if that is where it is exactly.
Situation. If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we need to find an enemy.
Now that was Dr. N.Gin, Brio's replacement in this game.
Crash? Crash? Crash! My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
And that is Coco Bandicoot, Crash's sister. This is also her debut as well. Now, to use the analog sticks, you cannot use them immediately. What you have to do in the old days, you'd have to push a button under, kind of in between the two sticks, that would allow you to go to flight stick mode, analog on and off. But for the PS3, you have to go to controller settings, go from digital to analog mode, and you'll have to do this every time you come into this game. But it's okay now. You can run around with the sticks. Here you can have Coco follow you around for whatever reason. This is an intro level. As you can see, intro is it's not an actual level, and you can actually skip it if you don't want to go through this level. All you have to do is just skip through the opening cutscene. But it's a nice level to go to. It gets you free life, a handful of Wumpa Fruit, and a mask that you'll definitely want later on. These boxes, none of these boxes carry over to any other level in the game, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't actually visit this level at all in the game. So outside of just the 39 free Wumpa Fruit, the extra life, and the mask, there really is no point in going here. But I like to go through here just because of those reasons: the Wumpa Fruit, the masks, and all that. I can see one of those hollow projectors up there hovering around the top of the...
If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now.
Alright, so this is actually the first Crash game to have a warp room as well, and I would like to stand here for just a moment and show you what Crash will do if you wait. If you remember the waiting animation in Crash 1, he would look kind of look like this, and then he would start looking to the left and right like that. He does it in this game as well, but not right off the bat. And you can see Crash's design is different. He looks a little bit smaller. He's not quite as tall as in Crash 1, and he's definitely a lot thinner than in that game as well. And you can see we have 5 levels to go through the warp room style. You can load and save here. I will be going from level 1 to, going 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll start from the left side of the warp room to the right side of the warp room, except when I don't have to, or if I have to jump to get a certain gem or something for later on in the game. But anyway, so what I would like to do really quickly here is, if you saw Cortex talking to you in a projector, from the holo projector early on, he'll act as a kind of guide, and he'll tell you about the crystals and everything. But if you leave, as long as you're in the first, I believe if you haven't gotten a crystal yet, and you either go through the level without a crystal or you just leave, I believe it's 3 times Cortex will talk to you, and he'll every time.
No, Crash. I said bring me the crystals. Now, get back in there.
So that's the first thing he says, and I'll just keep doing it over and over, just to show off what he says. It's not, I mean, it's pretty easy. You can do it. You can find this out by yourself, but it's just something that a lot of people don't show off. Usually they save it for later on in the game. That's probably what I should do, but I'll go ahead and just do it like this. And
No, Crash. To save the world, I need crystals. Crystals! One more time. They look like this. Crystals, Crash! Go back through one of those doors and bring me crystals.
And now you can see he's getting pretty pissed off. And I believe this is the last time, as I said. I'm pretty sure I will go, I don't think it resets what he says, but, just to make sure, I will go back through it. I'll go back through it a 4th time and quit just to make sure. But I believe it is only 3 times.
Look above the doorways. Above each, there is a big crystal-shaped slot. There are all 5 crystal slots in this warp room by retrieving 1 crystal from each of the 5 areas. Only after we have filled all of the slots in this room can we continue on our quest. This is the last time I will remind you.
Okay, so. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and go on and quit doing that. It's actually pretty funny, the way I didn't remember him going through so much detail with it. Now, if you notice the slot above the door here for Turtle Woods, there's a blue mark, which means we can get the blue gem. So I'm going to go ahead and get the blue gem first, just because it'll be a little bit quicker than going through the level regularly. And the way you get the blue gem is actually pretty interesting. You have to go through the entire level, and not collect 1 box. And that may seem a little bit difficult, but it really isn't. It's actually the boxes and everything are set up in a way that you do not have to get any of them, as long as you're careful. And that's what I will obviously be careful, and that's what I can do. You can die and all that. In this game, unlike Crash 1, they thankfully changed it so you do not. It's not as big a penalty if you die. And that's how you get through that stack of boxes there. But if you do die, you do not have a penalty. That's just one way to get out of it. The right way is to kill all the moles in that pit, then a mushroom will appear. And that's the way you can get out of there. Alternatively, you can just find a section on the side where you can get out. You can collect the crystal. That won't affect anything. And there you go. Not too short, not too long of a level, and we get the blue gem for not getting any boxes. And you can see here you have your life counter, the Wumpa Fruit counter, and a box counter that was not in Crash 1, which will definitely help out. If I can remember to talk about the, if I can show it off, I will still talk about the box count either way. And now you can see here, Crash will do a dance if he gets 1 color of gem, and that is the dance that he will do. That is the only time that I'll show it off. I will be skipping it just for time reasons later on.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. Crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
Crash, I
Alright, so there you go. So now I'm going to go back into Turtle Woods, and I will go after the box gym now. And as I was saying, you do not have a penalty for dying in this game. In this game, you'll still get the gym, regardless if you die or not. And you've seen the box types that return: the normal striped crates, the question mark crates, the regular crates, the life crates, the checkpoint crates, the TNTs, which are not in this level, but we will see them later on. The exclamation crates we will see later on as well in this level, or later on in the game. The bouncy crates still return, except for the only thing that's different in this game is that the noise that it makes when you bounce on these will the tempo will speed up just like in Crash 1, except that will not go from box to box. Once you can only, the tempo will only speed up, or will, I guess, get higher or faster while you're jumping on one of these striped crates. If you jump to a different box, it will change. It will revert back to normal. So, which is, it didn't really matter either way. But I thought that was something cool in Crash 1 that they had added that. But anyway, so this isn't a secret route like the gym paths will be, but it is a secret route of sorts that does have some pretty interesting challenges, and you see those are called nitro crates. That is the debut for these crates as well. I had forgotten that these were in this level as well. I have to be careful here because you have to slide and jump. The sliding is a new move that Crash learns, as well as the body slam that you saw me get it to be able to get into this underground section. Those are just two of the several moves that Crash can do. He can crawl now to go under enemies or things that he wouldn't be able to jump over normally, which is definitely very useful. At least it will be later on. Early on in the game, not so much, but the sliding will definitely help, because in this game, the jumping, if you remember in Crash 1, for a lot of the jumps, you would have to bounce off of a box or a turtle to be able to get across a big path. Usually just in like a Road to Nowhere, the higher road. Well, in this game, to get over a jump like that, you can slide jump, and you've seen me do the slide jump. That's how I was able to get over those big pink birds and get across those gaps. You can run and just do a normal flip, but it makes it a lot easier if you go ahead and slide on them. Makes it so much easier. Now, you can crawl around in this mud. You just go very slow in it. You can dive in it if you want to. There's no really, or even you can duck in there. There's really no reason to. You don't gain anything from it. And you can see these turtles have spikes on their shells. You definitely want to be careful. You can only jump on those. If you spin on them, if you slide into them or spin into them while their spikes are out, they will hurt you. So you definitely want to be careful. And then the mask on the face returns. The same. Everything's the same with it. You run fast, you jump fast. You can, I believe the range may be a little bit longer in this game. You don't have to be so close to enemies or boxes or Wumpa Fruit to be able to hit them. Like in Crash 1, you can see the mushroom there. And so there's 62 boxes in this level. You see you gain the box gym because of it. And there you go. And it's not that difficult of a level. It's a lot more challenging than for a first level than a lot of games will have, but it's not really, it's not too challenging.
You were helping Cortex gather crystals. Yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied
now what he's gonna say was from gathering crystals. What I will really quickly before I talk about that, I will try to do at least 3 levels per video. You know, this one is, since it is a part 1, usually it takes a little bit longer just because I want to show things off and talk about things and everything. I may try to move it up to 4 later on, but for now I'm just thinking about doing just 1 video, or 3 levels per video. That should make it a little bit, that should make it a little bit easier for me. But anyway, so yeah, Brio does return in this one, and what he wants you to do is gather the gems instead of the crystals. You do still have to gather. You cannot beat the game without gathering the crystals, but it does give you a purpose to go after the gems, and it's another ending that you can gain at the end of the game if you gather all of the if you can gather all of the gems. And I won't spoil the ending or anything like that, but I'll just say what the reward is for getting the gems. As you can see, there is the red gem there. We cannot get to it right now. There, the seal. There is nothing that we can do right now to get the red gems. We just have to bypass it for now. And here's another bonus round. I guess I didn't mention it in Turtle Whiz, but the bonus rounds do return. They are all different, similar like they were in Crash 1, except they are, instead of based around one character or a single theme, they are all based around whatever level they're in. So you can see, ice level, and this is actually the first snow level in the Crash series. The Crash series isn't really well known for snow levels like with the Sonic series, but it does have its fair share of snow levels, and this is the first time we've seen a snow level. But the bonus rounds will be based around different things, the snow and the ice of this level. And if you want to run back here to get the nitro exclamation box, but the like in Turtle Woods was based around like the woods. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and come back here really quickly. I was hoping to get up that hill, but now there's an exclamation box right up there. All I have to do is just hit the jump button, and you can kind of see it right up there at the top of the screen. Yeah, there you go, you can see it. All you have to do is just, like I said, hit the jump button while you're on the metal bouncy crate to be able to reach it. And for time reasons, I won't jump on that. I would like to, but it just takes too long. So there's 74 boxes in this level, and as I said, we can't get the red gem for now. So sadly, I won't be able to. So I'm not gonna try right now. And yeah, it's a little bit quicker than Crash. Then Crash 1's gym rotation thing. That's definitely a lot faster, but it does get tedious after all because you can't skip Crash throwing the crystal and the gem up onto their slots. Yeah, you have to watch it, sadly. I see like a jump right here. I could have made that if I would have used the sliding jump, which would have definitely helped. And right off the bat here, you do not want to touch any boxes at all, because a timer will start. And this is actually the first time trial in the Crash series. It's a pretty big staple in the Crash series. Time trial based things. And what we have to do for this particular one is we have to beat the time. You saw it, we had 57 seconds, and it will change. It's never the same every time you come through here. And as long as you didn't touch any boxes or that checkpoint crate at the beginning, you won't have anything to worry about. If you die, you'll still be able to activate the checkpoint or the time trial, and it will usually increase its time if you do die. You may have ran out of time and had to die. I believe if you do run out of time and you die, it may not count. I don't know. I do know that if you die uh, while the time is still going, it will increase the time by either 1 or 2 seconds. So, you know, that if I would have died, it would have either been 58 to 59 seconds, which would have definitely helped. But that level's not too difficult. You know, it's actually pretty small, especially if you know the layout of all the traps and everything.
Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power. I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the fifth crystal.
Okay, so he's just saying, you know, he's running out of power and he can't communicate with us like he could earlier on in the game, and that has nothing to do with me, you know, having to leave and have him explain to me what the crystals look like, and, you know, telling me to go after crystals. He will say that either way. But anyway, so you go back through the level. Nothing, you know, you won't have the ability to do the time trial again. So, you know, yeah, you won't be able to do the time trial again. Now you can see the mask is flashing, and it will flash as long as you would have had the mask on your face. As soon as that time limit ends, it will stop flashing. You can see there it has stopped flashing, I believe. Yes. Now this level is based off of the upstream and up the creek levels. The river looks, except it's a lot more detailed. You know, the ruins and the jungle and everything on the sides of the level are a lot more detailed. It's the ruins have more. There are more ruins, and there are, you know, the carvings on them are a lot more detailed. The foliage on the sides there's more foliage on the sides, and it's a lot more detailed as well. And the water, I believe it looks a little bit more detailed. I'm not 100% sure. This isn't, you know, it isn't really detailed water to begin with, but it is. It looks pretty much the same as the waterfall up here. You'll see it. I'll be a little bit slower, and you can kind of see that. You know, the waterfall looks similar. It's not the exact same as it was in the upstream, up creek levels as well. You can see the bank, kind of where the water is shallow on the sides of the river. Of course, you know, if you do still go in there, you will still die, so you don't want to jump in the water either way. But, you know, you can just kind of see more detail to it, even though, you know, it's all pretty much the same. It does, you know, the water does repeat itself. You can kind of watch the sides of the river and just see the same wave markings over and over. So, you know, while it is a little bit more detailed, it does repeat itself. You can watch the sides of the river, the trees and the rocks and everything, and kind of places that looks like you may be able to fit in between a tree or something. Yeah, you know, if you were supposed to go through there, but, you know, obviously you're not supposed to, so you can't. Now, if you notice, we do need the blue gem to be able to get through here, and this is the first gem path that we have to do in this game. There are not as many colored gems in this game as there were in Crash 1. There's only 5, and we've already seen 2 of them. We have one of them, you know, the blue gem, then the red gem, and they didn't use all of the colors or the same gem designs as they did in Crash 1. You know, the blue gem looked pretty much the same. The red gem was never actually featured, and that is not actually something we can go on that pad over there, that platform over there. I actually thought that's how you got the time trial gem when I was younger, because of course I'd messed the time trial up, and every time I went back through the level, I guess I kept going after all the boxes, so I never was able to get the time trial to go back up. So, you know, the time trial is not a one-time thing. As long as you don't get in, if you haven't beat the time trial yet, as long as you go through the level again, not getting any of the boxes at the beginning, you will be able to get to the time trial. And with this the surfboard, all you have to do is push the X, I believe square, circle, and R1 buttons, and you can do that boost that you've been seeing me seeing me do. And it definitely does help. But yeah, you can see here with how the blue gem looks. It looks pretty much like it did in the original. You can't see the other gems too clearly, but they all seem to retain their design somewhat. But anyway, so now I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna only do 3 levels now. I will go ahead and talk about all the trivia and everything for this game, or for the levels that I've done so far, kind of like what I did with Crash 1. Alrighty. Again, I didn't have all of this set up ahead of time, so that's why I placed Crash here, so you could look at the animation a little bit better while he's sitting there. You can see how it looks like, and I'll let you see it from different angles. There wasn't really any good areas to see it in Crash 1, like up close like this. And I could just show you the different angles while I'm getting this pulled up the levels. Okay, so Turtle Woods, 2 gems, the items, crystal, 2 gems, clear and blue. Enemies, the armadillo, the spiked turtle, the vulture, and the ostrich. That's more of an obstacle rather than an enemy. They actually won't hurt you in the box. Boxes are 62. Alrighty, Turtle Woods is the first level in Crash Bandicoot 2. It is set in the rainy woods on Insanity Island, while on the surface it appears to be nothing more than a basic introductory level. Clever players will find several intriguing secrets along the way. The first bonus round of Crash 2 appears here under a breakaway floor. Earlier in the level, a stone face appears on the ground. Belly flopping will reveal another secret area. Considerably more difficult than the rest of the level, that introduces Crash to the brand new Nitro Crates and Nitro Switch Crate, and requires several tricky jumps from oversized ostriches to fully complete. The blue gem is found in this stage, counterintuitively requiring the player to clear the stage with 0 crates broken to obtain even the checkpoint crates, meaning if you die, you must go back to the beginning of the level. See if there's any trivia. There is no trivia, so I'll go back and I'll do Snow Go. Crystal, or the items, crystal, 2 gems, clear and red. Enemies, penguin, fur seal, pillar 1, and an echidna. The pillar are the logs it was smashing down to try to kill us. Snow Go is the second level in Crash Bandicoot 2. It is the first snow ice level to appear in the series, and as such, parts of it are devoted solely to teaching Crash how to use his new skating mechanics on various icy patches in the level. It also the first appearance of Nitro Crates on the main path of a level, as they only appeared in the secret route in Turtle Woods. The red gem can be found in this level. The developers intended for the player to have to unlock this level's considerably more difficult secret entrance path. With something that I'll show off later on. Okay, trivia. This level's name is a pun on the phrase no-go, meaning to not function properly and as such not going appropriately. This level's gem is red, the internationally accepted color of stopping, aka not going. It is possible to get the red gem without the secret route. This is the chosen level in Interactive CD Sampler Volume 5 and 6. In it, the music is slightly different. Okay, I could have swore there was no way to get the... Maybe if you bounce on that seal. I'll give that a try and see if you can actually do it like that. Alright, so we'll do Hang 8 now. Items, crystal, 2 gems, both of them clear. 74 boxes in that one, I forgot to show that off. Enemies, fish, Venus flytrap, 1 or man-eating plant, water mines, whirlpool, and hippos. Alright, Hang 8 is the third level in Crash Bandicoot. It reprises the stream level archetype from the original Crash Bandicoot, where Crash must travel up a stream and avoid falling in the water. A new element is added to the level where Crash must ride around in a jet boat and avoid hazards, which would include water mines, whirlpools, piranhas, man-eating plants, and falling in the water. Level design. The level takes place in a river deep in the jungle. This and the levels, other types of these levels are based on the levels upstream and up the creek from the first Crash Bandicoot game. Crash will be exploring a river filled with monstrous Venus flytraps, piranhas jumping out of the water. The meandering path he traverses is made up of ancient tribal stones, suggesting that the path may have been created by a native tribe long ago. While progressing through the level, Crash must avoid jumping in the water, as that will cost him a life. In addition, there will be moving platforms and hippos that require Crash to jump to time his jumps. The hippos will not cause any damage to Crash, but they will immerse themselves in water in the water a few seconds after Crash jumps on their back, only to resurface a few seconds later. A few seconds later. The main feature in this level is the new jet boat or surfboard. Crash must ride the jet boat over ramps and fences while avoiding a number of obstacles along the way. The main obstacles he must worry about are the water mines floating in the water. Crashing in one of these mines may cause him to lose his Aku mask or even a life. He must also watch out for the whirlpools lining the river, as they will suck him up if he is not too careful. At one point in the level, if the player has a blue gem from Turtle Woods, they can take a secret path that contains more crates. The other clear gem is obtainable by activating the timer that automatically starts just before Crash makes it to the first jet ski, reaching the enemies at the end of the level before time runs out without dying. Trivia: the level's name is a pun on the surfer dude saying "Hang 10." Okay, so there you go. That's all the trivia and everything for this game, or for the levels I've done. So thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many boxes did I get from the 3 bonus rounds that I've visited so far, bunched all together. Thank you for watching. Next time we will be doing the pits, Crash Dash, and then the boss for the first warp room. So until then, later everyone.